When I grew up, it wasn't uncommon to be out, getting your hands dirty, playing with that earthworm or that bug, walking up to the meadow and playing games there. To come to a facility such as we've got here is that opportunity to be in touch with Mother Nature and the earth once again.
Any questions about all that? It's going to be slippery, so try not to fall in. It'll kind of ruin your day if you get wet.
The Seymour Society has been around since 1987, and prior to that, BCIT, Fish and Wildlife, recognized the issues with the Seymour River, namely the dam that was placed on the river. With that dam there, now there is not fish passage. The salmon are vital to this ecosystem. We have talked to a number of the First Nations, and they tell stories of the importance of the salmon for their survival over the years. What we do is we take a net and we walk it across the river, and we make that into a horseshoe. Within that horseshoe, we hope we've captured the fish that are swimming up the river. This time of the year, they will be mature fish.
So this pool, so we call this the hatchery pool, probably about 15 feet deep. So we have a large net, about 140 feet long, and it requires about 10 people in total. So it entails getting the net across and then basically surrounding the entire pool where all the fish are holding in that deeper water. And then once we get everything pulled in up onto the beach, then we can start processing the fish. We just need to examine the fish. If it has a hole punch already, that's a recapture, so we gotta let those go, but we need to know, just make eye contact with me and make sure I hear you when you mark the fish. We'll either mark the fish, the ones that get marked, we just throw them right back out into the pool. The ones that we're gonna keep, we have a net pen that we transport them back up to the hatchery.
So the salmon that we produce here at the hatchery are the coho salmon, primarily. We're also doing chum salmon at the moment. This time of year is chum every year. And we also produce pink salmon every odd-numbered years. So in the watershed itself, those species of salmon are the primary species that come up the river. We do also see Chinook as well. There's a small run of those that are coming through the river. We also produce steelhead here as well, summer run and winter run steelhead, which run up the river each year as well.
We are allowed through Metro Vancouver and DFO to take those fish, mature fish, above the reservoir and allow them to spawn naturally in the creeks that they spawned in prior to the dam going in over 90 years ago. With regard to sustainability and environmentalism, we bring students up for one day. We give them 1 day's education as to what's going on in the river.
I work for the BC Wildlife Federation, and we've been contracted to run the Gently Down the Seymour program, which is a program targeted towards youth, usually between grades 2 to 6. They come down to the hatchery. We have educational programs where we do a hatchery tour, introducing them to the whole facility. And we also do a stream survey, which they're using different tools. They get to wear waders and investigate basically what makes a good home and a good habitat for the salmon. They always leave saying it was the best field trip ever. I loved feeding the fish, so it was really cool.
My hope is that if they're walking down streamside one day, they finish their lunch or their beverage, that they don't discard that can into the river. They realize that there's an ecosystem there.
I'll hold the zipper here. Yeah, and start feeling for tails. That's right. They're all pretty spunky.
Yeah. We're here down in the lower Seymour. The chum salmon tend to use the lower reaches of rivers. They don't jump very well, so they can't get through the canyon of the river. The easiest way to get these is often with using volunteer brewstock anglers. They pull them in tubes, and then we get a call up at the hatchery and we just come down and transport them up. Because this lower part of the river has been quite developed with residential and industrial and highway activity going on, then there's not tons of great spawning habitat. So the idea is to augment, whatever spawning there is by producing some of them artificially.
It's the fall right now. Mature fish are returning. We're taking some mature fish above the dam to allow them to spawn naturally. We are bringing some of the brood stock, as we call them, back to the hatchery, and as the fish ripen up, then we'll be spawning the fish.
We have fish at the hatchery on site in order to take eggs and milk from them. And we take the eggs into the basin, we add the milk, then we add water, and that fertilization only takes a few seconds.
We are a not-for-profit, community-based organization. We get funds from DFO and we get funding from Metro Vancouver. That provides about 50% of the requirements of our budget.
Funding comes from a number of sources, from either the federal or provincial government, or also local community groups, businesses and industry in the area. It is very difficult to find money to keep the operations going. Inflation takes away the value of that funding each year.
I think it's important that people have a look at who we are and what we do with regard to the environment. It's something that we have to remember as a society, the importance of the environment.
It's fulfilling to see good numbers and the variety of different species that we see as well. It's really it's nature that does it for us, but it's kind of validating, to see good numbers coming back.
Personally, my passion is fish and wildlife. I spent yesterday in the river. Yes, I've done it many, many times, but it just makes me feel good to see those fish come back. All the work that we've done, it makes me emotional. Just if we had sat back and done nothing, those fish wouldn't have been there yesterday. But because of the volunteers, because of the community, we ensured the continuity of the fish, and just seeing those fish in the Seine yesterday made me feel good.